This episode of Minority Report featuring Black owned businesses is brought to you by the Black WallStreeter Investment Club Services, assisting individuals with increasing their wealth by creating investment clubs, and Junior WallStreeters empowering youth with financial wellness curriculum. 10 lessons on financial literacy and banking basics for children and young adults. Welcome to Minority Report, and I'm your host, Lachelle Smith. Minority Report is a video blog on YouTube celebrating Black-owned businesses, and this episode of Minority Report is getting ready to prepare you for the remainder of the year and beyond. I have an awesome author here, and she is going to set the vision. If you came into 2020 without 2020 vision, by the end of this interview, you are going to be set. You're going to have a strategy. You're going to have a plan. You're going to overcome some things. You're going to be able to triumph and move forward.
Definitely.
I'm excited. I'm so glad that Rennee is here. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you. My name is...
Go, girl.
Yeah, okay. My name is Rennee Hubb. I am an author, the author from Bound and Found. And also I have t-shirts, I have phone grips, I'm an evangelist as well. I am a mother. I am a grandmother as well.
Okay. And see, you didn't tell me that in the book.
Yes. Well, he was just born, he's 8 months.
Oh,
yes.
He's a baby.
Yes, he's a baby.
Okay.
He is a baby. My daughter she got married about a year ago.
Okay.
And they had a child, and now his name, I call him Boogie. I call him Boogie.
That's hilarious.
He's my Boogie monster.
Okay.
But his name is Raekwon Jr.
Okay,
yes.
Raekwon Jr.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so listen. Your book,
yes.
From Bound to Found.
My book.
Now you're an evangelist, you're an author, but you're also an entrepreneur.
Yes, I am.
So
yes.
I mean, we want to tap into a lot of different things because I really want you to share your story, but also inspire people. And we're gonna talk about 2020 vision.
Definitely.
Write the vision, make it plain. So I mean, one thing that I was talking about, I was talking to other people about your book, and I was telling people if I had to describe it, it's part testimonial. Part motivational speech,
yes.
Part workbook,
yes.
So you get all of those things in one book. And I know when you talk to authors, they often say God inspired me to write this book, which okay, we get that He inspired us to do a lot of things.
Definitely.
But what was that pivotal moment where you said all these things that I've been through and how I've gotten over, I need to pen to paper this? What was that moment where you were like, this got to be a book?
I actually started this about 15 years ago. Okay. I started writing, and believe it or not, I did not go from, I wasn't able to get free until I actually started writing the chapters of the book. That's how I received my deliverance. That's when I received my deliverance. Okay. Writing my story and just crying. I mean, I cried and wrote, threw it away, put it, and it was like, it's time. Like, this is how I was able to get free. This was my deliverance right here. That's why it includes the workbook. I love to write and take notes, but I didn't want people to have to figure out, let me grab a notebook and try to come back to the book. Right. No, let's do it all in one. So that's why I included it in there, and that's how I got from Bound to Found, started it.
Now, in the book, you talked about your relationships.
Yes.
With your mother.
Yes.
With your sister.
Yes.
With your children's father.
Definitely, yes.
With your relationship with God.
Yes.
You talked about all of these different relationships, and in certain periods, those relationships had you bound.
Yes, they did.
In different types of pain. Not getting love and affection from your father after you got pregnant at a young age, feeling that rejection.
Yes.
The relationship that you had with your mom. And all of those different relationships. Because even as entrepreneurs, we need partnerships, but we also need relationships.
We do.
So talk to me a little bit about how those relationships, you were able to mend them in an effort to be free from the hurt and the pain that you experienced from those different people.
I guess I would say with one family member, believe it or not, and I don't think I shared this in the book, but I went to the family member. I was staying in a house at this point with no water and no electric. And I would get up early in the morning and go take a shower at work. And one particular day I came home and I was just like, I wanted to take a shower. And I went to this family member and I said, can I come take a shower? And the family member turned me away. No, not today. I don't feel like being bothered. And I had to really pray. And I was, I asked him, like, why am I going through this? Why am I experiencing rejection, the pain from each and every family member? And I found out it was for my good. It was for my purpose. It helped me. Because during that time, I was selfish. And I'm so thankful I can admit that. It was just what I wanted, what I needed. And going through the different experiences, it helped me to become free. It helped me to let go of unforgiveness because the family member that I actually asked could I come over and take a shower, they had to end up staying with me. And you find out if you are free when that person needs you. And you have the chance to say, no, remember what you did to me?
Right, right.
And I felt like I had that experience with each and every one of them, with my mother, with my father, with my sister, even with my children's father. I had that experience with them. And it was like, I feel like God was really testing me. Are you really free?
Right.
One had to use, can you take me somewhere? One didn't have food. I had to take them food. My mom was very sick, and I was the one who took care of her during the last year of her life. And I was really able to let go of all the hurt, all the pain, all of the unforgiveness through that process. So I felt like God gave me a process with each and every one of them to forgive and to move on.
How though? Like, how do you forgive? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you hear the sayings and the cliches,
You
like,
do.
don't let them take a rent in your mind.
Yeah.
Forgiving them is for you, it's not for them.
Yes.
And those things sound good.
They do.
They really do. It sounds good.
They do.
But how do you let it
Go.
so that you can be free? So that you can be the person that you're meant to be, so that you can be be loved by the people who want to love you, so that you can, be prosperous, so that you can receive all the blessings that are really being held up for you because of the unforgiveness. How do you really, truly let it go? Because some stuff hurt.
It do hurt, but I shared this one experience that I had personally that I realized that tomorrow is not promised. And that truly helped me let a lot of things go. My mom was sick. She was in the hospital. We were there for 24 hours. And I was walking to the elevator, and I literally heard God say, go tell her you love her. That was the first time I heard him speak to me. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. We good. I'm going home.
And at 5 a.m., I got the phone call that she didn't make it. So at that point, I realized, like, I can't hold anything against anybody because I learned at that moment tomorrow's not promised. And if rather something happens to them or to me, at the end of the day, it's going to be on me. And when I stand before God, I can't say, well, God, did you forgive me for this? Did you forgive me for that? And he can say, you know what? Did you forgive them? So that's something I try to keep in my head. Like, we go to God every day. I don't care who you are. You have to repent for something. You have to say, God, I'm sorry for this. I might have said something. I may have thought something. So I couldn't say, God, can you forgive me if I can't forgive them? And people will say, you don't know what they did to me. But I had somebody refuse to let me come over and take a shower. I called one family member asking for help for food. No, I'm not giving you no food because I had my daughter call. And they said, no, you should have called me. And I said, well, we need food. That's not my problem. And I had to really forgive these people. And I'm like, God, I had to pray. I'm like, God, how do I forgive them when they've done so much to me? And he had to take me through that process. If you want me to forgive you, you have to forgive them. And it was so many things I was asking God to do. And I was trying to figure out, why aren't the blessings flowing in my life? Why can't I hear from you? My heart was so hardened. And it was just like it caused mentally, I was just like, I had anger. And you don't understand what it does to you holding that unforgiveness. And when I was able to say, God, I'm sorry, like I forgive these people and really start doing acts of love, like helping them and stuff, I could feel the power of God move. I could feel blessings coming. I could feel like mentally, like my brain, I could think. Clearly.
Right, you're clear.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's an amazing testimony. And I know for me, in my situation, in my personal life, I know what that means to me.
Yes.
I know that after, reading the book, and I didn't necessarily do the workbook part, which you're going to talk about next, but just reading the book alone without even doing the work, I know that there's work that I need to do.
And that's my prayer.
And I could tell that is your earnest prayer, and that I mean, that's what I would hope any reader, gets from it.
Yeah.
So I would have to go back and do, because you have to, it's a whole 30-day plan.
Yes.
So talk about that 30-day transformation, because we want to be great in 2020.
Yes.
In 2020 and beyond. Not just having 2020 vision, not just having, insight and sight, but we want to be successful in all areas of life. So let's talk about like that 30-day transformation. What has that been like for you? Now, inspire me, because I'm about to get into it. Let me know if we'll come out on the other side, sis.
You are going to come out on the other side, and I feel like if we focus on things for 30 days, let me backtrack. Anything that you do for 21 days, it becomes a habit.
Right.
So if you do something like if you pray, you read the book, you're going through studying, you're focusing on forgiveness, you're focusing on scriptures, you're focusing on coming out, and you're doing this for 30 days, it becomes a habit.
Right.
And it's not a hard goal. I feel like if you set a goal for a year, after 2 months, you're like, oh yeah, it's there, but I'll get back to it. Definitely. 30 days is something you can focus on.
It's manageable.
Yes, it is. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I went through it, and it's more than just the 30 days at the end of the book. Periodically, after each chapter, then there's work
for you to do. Yes.
Different areas that you describe where you've been bound, and then you challenge the reader.
Definitely.
If this is something that you've experienced, here's a scripture. What do you get from the scripture? Like I said, it's testimony, it's motivation, and then there's work for you to do.
Definitely.
So now we're going on into 2020. What do you see for 2020 for Rennee?
2020. It's funny because in 2019, before we closed out, my pastor came to me and asked me to actually bring forth a word during the New Year's Eve service. Okay. And when I was praying, I literally heard God just he kept saying overflow, overflow. So going into 2020, you have to stay focused. You have to prepare yourself. You have to remember that this is a year of overflow. And I was just like overflow. Like, I feel like overflow was last year. Like, no, overflow is 2020. Okay. And when I was focusing on that, literally, I saw myself with the 2020 vision sitting at the eye doctor. And when you're at the eye doctor, they have to shift your focus and do this and do this. Can you see? Can you see? Right. But you can't really see anything unless you're focused. And that's what it is for 2020. 2020, you have to focus on your vision, whatever it may be. You want to write a book, you want to open up a store, you want to start a business, a blog, whatever you want to do, write the vision and make it plain. But you can't just write it. And that's what a lot of people say, I have a business plan. You have the business plan, but what are you doing with it? Are you contacting people? Are you making plans daily that will help you write the vision, make it plain, and also step out on faith with it?
Right. Now, see, years ago, I had a vision board party, and I did a presentation, and we talked about vision, and I called all the people who attended, my visionaries, and I handed everyone a telescope.
I love it.
I'm gonna mail you one.
I need one.
I'm gonna mail you one. I handed everybody a telescope, and the one point that I got across to them was about having a plan. For 2020, I hope towards the end of 2019, or at least the last quarter, people, were making a plan.
Definitely.
But what's important is that you also have to have a strategy.
Yes, you do.
To execute the plan. But as a visionary, you do lose your focus. I know with this platform, I've shifted quite or thought about shifting quite a few times, and I thank God that I really stayed the course with what He gave me to do.
Yes.
Not veering to the left, to the right, not looking at other media personalities, just trying to stay true to myself.
Who you are, yeah.
And I don't, I don't watch a lot of other media personalities either, because I don't want to kind of like be under their influence or like pick up any of their mannerisms or anything like that. But what I learned with the telescope was that you have to have laser sharp precision when you're focused on your vision.
Yes.
So with the telescope, if you look through the telescope, you're focused on your vision, but you can't see all the other things that are distracting you from your vision, because you have that laser sharp precision vision on. Your sights are set on that one thing that you're trying to do, and everything else around. Like I had a whiteboard, and I had whatever your vision is. You put that in the middle, and then all around you, you got your spouse, your loved ones, your job, your second job, them kids.
Yes.
And Lord, because them kids will take you out
yes.
if you let them. They will, because they're our babies. saying at the top of my prayer list is my son.
Yeah, you have to.
But even though all of those things are important,
Yes.
you got to stay focused. And when you close in on just that vision, everything else, you can't even see it. You can't even focus on it. And that is so, so important if you want to bring your vision into fruition. Like, you have to really, truly focus. So I thank you so much for your book, because I mean, it really did. It jarred something in me this morning that has really, like, things that have been weighing on my heart, and I was just like, nah, I can't give up now. Like, I can't quit, because 2020 ain't even half over yet. I'm not gonna let this year take me out. I'm more than a conqueror. Child, please. So you were saying in the book, you were talking about comparing overcoming from the things that have overshadowed your life, and it's just like that just whole comparison right there. I was ready to throw the book across the room. I was like, yes, this is G preaching to me today, Lord. So now that we're overcoming, we've come out from under the shadow of our hurts and our pains. Talk about how you were able to, like, mend the relationship, or with the sister that you're in business with. You and her were always close, right?
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now you've gone from being practically strangers, not necessarily, on good terms, now this person is your partner. We talking money on the table now.
We are.
Next on my list, prayer is, Lord, get my money right.
Yes.
So now, how do you overcome to the point where now you trust this person to even go into business with them?
My mom kind of spoke it before she passed.
What's the name of the business?
Robin and Rennee Catering.
Robin and Rennee Catering.
Yes.
Now, I know that people have seen you on the news.
Yes.
And everything, so we're not going to act like we knew to Robin and Rennee's Catering now. I done seen some segments, and y'all know how to throw down in the kitchen.
We do.
Okay, so then how did y'all come to a place where we're more than friends, we're more than sisters, we're business partners?
Believe it or not, like I said, and I mentioned it in the book, where me and Robin, as my sister, one of my sisters, we would barely talk. We would fight, fist fight. Okay. And when my mom passed, it's like me, her, and my little sister. We realized all we have is each other. We need to be there for each other. We need to help each other out. And that's what we started when we became close. We mended our relationship, our friendship. We talk every day. Every day, all day, we talk. But going backtracking for our business, I worked for a company, and I was let go one day. Okay. And I was really reliant on this company. And my pastor, we are in a culinary ministry at my church. Okay. And my pastor spoke to us, and he was like, y'all can really start a business one day. And when I lost my job, I was like, this will never happen again. I said, one source of income. I cannot have it. Right. And what took me, I finished my book during this time in a year. We started the business in a year, t-shirt, everything in that year, because that was the push I needed. I was relying on man. I was relying on this one source of income, not realizing that God had greatness in me. He had purpose in me, which was our business. And we've just been flowing and growing ever since then.
And I know that's a lot of other entrepreneurs. They share that same similar story. It came out of being pushed.
Yes.
My business came out of being pushed, or I was let go.
Yes.
I was replaced. I was removed, and now I'm in a position where I own my own business. Yeah. And I've heard that so many times. And one thing that I can definitely testify to is that man can provide income, but God provides increase.
Yes, He does.
So now you are now. You're an author. You're a business owner. You've overcome some things, and now you're able to share your story with so many other people. Yes. What is next for you?
Next for me, I'm starting some new ventures. I'm promoting my book on the news and different places. So hopefully and prayerfully, some things are on the table. I'll be speaking different places, new opportunities, new things, great things coming. So I expect great things to come. I expect to be really working my business full time. You know, you have to speak it, and I'm
Right.
speaking into existence.
Right.
And sometimes we look crazy,
Of
but
course.
people don't understand. When you have faith and you know that God is telling you to do something, don't wait for somebody to give you a confirmation.
That's right.
Step out on what God has told you to do. God gave you that word. Believe me, He's going to provide and navigate you through the process.
One thing I can definitely say to that is faith is countercultural. You know, we live in a culture, we live in a society that tells us to depend on man.
Yes.
To fear when we don't have a job.
Yeah.
And faith is countercultural.
Yes, it is.
It takes a different level of faith in God to not fear when you lose that job.
Yes.
You know, like I was talking earlier, and I was talking about, you know, being in that hallway. You know, if one door closes, another door opens, but it's that hallway from one door to the next door. And it's like, what do you do in that hallway? It's you can either be afraid, be fearful, or you can praise and pray your way to that next door and say, okay, I don't know what's behind door number 2. But it got to be greater than what I just came out of.
Yeah.
You have to kind of have that anticipation that it's going to be great.
Yes.
And you have to have that faith to believe. But where do you get that faith from if you weren't birthed into it, if you weren't introduced to it? Where do you get that faith from to say, instead of going to go look for another job, I'm gonna start my own business and believe that this source of income is going to meet my every single need. Because I know there's some fearful entrepreneurs out there. But in 2020, if you have not started a business, you're going to start a business. Tell them how to do it. How do you get that faith?
As I call it, the process to the promise. You start in one place and you see the end, but there's always a process. And the process is not going to always be roses. It's not going to be every day. It's not going to be a good day. But you have to start somewhere. Get your business name. Get a trademark. Get under somebody who understands business and you know that you can trust. And most importantly, make sure you're connected with the right people. If you're trying to start a business and getting the right, getting to a certain point, let me get around people who already have businesses. Let me get an understanding. How did you get there? Do you mind taking me under your wing? There are things on YouTube. You can Google. Small Business Administration is another resource. But the biggest thing is to pray. Because we can have a lot of ideas in our head and our mind, but make sure you're doing what God purposed for you to do. Yes, you have to be in His will. You have to pray, and have people around you that you know that's going to be honest and truthful to you. Because if you have a desire to start, I don't know, let's say a business doing painting, but you can't paint, but you have people around you who want to say, you can do it, you got this, but you can't. So you need to have people that want to be honest with you. And the truth sometimes it hurts, but guess what? It's going to help you in the long run.
Avoid wasting time. Wasting money.
Pitfalls.
Exactly. But it'll put you back on the track to where you're supposed to be too. So definitely surround yourself. That's great advice. Surround yourself with people who are going to be honest with you and use the resources that are available, whether it's YouTube or all the other ones that you mentioned.
Definitely.
Like, girl, you on point. I love it. I really do. That is all the questions that I have. What I want you to do before we close out is I want you to let people know how to get in contact with you, because along with your book, promoting your book, the children's book that you have coming out, and your catering business, I really want people to be able to contact you for speaking engagements as well. Because I see you on panel discussions. And yes, panel discussions, and not just on Women's Day, because you know, in the Black church, the women only preach on Women's Day. It's you know what I'm talking about. In the Black churches, we only invite a guest preaching on Women's Day. No, it's going to be more than that. For young girls, because you did it in your book, talk passionately about the choices and decisions you made when you were young. You didn't know no better.
No idea at all. No clue.
Because we've all been there, young and dumb.
And know it all.
And know it and think we know everything. For any type of organization that deals with young women, young mothers, single mothers, homeless shelters, domestic violence, all the things that you outlined in your book, those agencies and those doors are going to open for you. But I want people to be connected to you so that they can use your books as like a work study
I like
for
that.
group
Yeah.
sessions.
Mhm.
Because I want them to be able to order your book in bulk,
Yes.
and I want them to have you come and speak to their organization. Those are the two things that I'm seeing for you this year.
Thank you. I received that.
I'm telling you, this year is gonna pop for you. I'm trust and believe me. So let everybody know exactly how they can get in contact with you and where they can find your book, and where you're going to talk a little bit more about your catering business, because I want people to be able to. You got to feed the folks too, not just the word. not just the word today. Yes, we're gonna plug it all. Let them know where they can get in contact with you. Yes.
Well, my book, you can reach me at fromboundtofound.org. And it's the number 2. Yes. Thank you. So that's actually my website, fromboundtofound.org. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at fromboundtofound. I'm also have my personal page is Rennee Hubb, HUBB as in boy.
In the catering business?
The catering business.
What type of food do you serve?
We specialize in soul food. We have a brunch menu, we have a breakfast menu, we have dinner, a dinner menu. So contact us, Robin and Rennee, on Facebook and Instagram, and also robinandrennee.com is our website. And my name is Rennee. 2 N's and 2 E's, because people are like, I can't find you.
Yes.
Those are our contact. That's our contact information.
Rennee, 2 N's, 2 E's. Get it right. Get this book. Order this for your women's group, your sorority sisters, your college friends. Instead of doing like a movie night, get your girlfriends together. Get this book. Do this as a group discussion. I'm telling you, it is definitely going to bless you. So we got the book, we got the catering business, where you going to get the plug for that. But we also, hold on there, we're going to talk about this t-shirt, because y'all going to have to get you some merch as well. Yes. This is mine. Don't call me and ask me for my shirt, because I'm going to tell you, get your own vision. This is my vision. So yes, where can we get these t-shirts at, sis?
You can purchase the t-shirts on my website as well, from boundtofound.org. Also, you can send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and get them right out. Get it out right away.
So listen, you going to have something to wear for the vision. You got a book that's going to help you plan and come up with a strategy for the vision. I want you to read this book. I want you to be able to contact Rennee on all of her social media platforms and show her love and show her support. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I will check you guys out next time.